Bubbling up from the depths of the Edwards Aquifer, water, clean, clear, and 72 degrees year-round, flows from over 200 springs to form the headwaters of the San Marcos River. Considered one of the longest continually inhabited places in North America, the San Marcos Springs are home to 5 endemic species and is the creation site of the Coahuiltican Indian tribes. Following a deer through the underworld, the Coahuiltican took the form of humans as they were born in the springs of San Marcos. Settled in 1848 by Edward Burleson and Dr. Eli Merriman, San Marcos became the seat for Hays County in 1851. These settlers brought with them large contingencies of slaves to clear and work the fields of cotton, maize, and corn. The first census of Hays County, taken in 1850, lists 128 slaves owned by 19 families, representing 1/3 of the 387 residents of Hays County. In pursuit of work, Mexican Americans began moving to the area to work the established farms and ranches surrounding San Marcos. According to the 1870 census, 156 Mexican Americans were living in Hays County. As Mexican American workers migrated to the area to fill jobs being left by freed slaves, in 1880, the figure had more than doubled to 382. In order to meet the demand for statewide educators, the Texas legislature voted in 1899 for the construction of Southwest Texas State Normal College in San Marcos, Texas, if the local citizens agreed to donate the land. Established as a teacher preparation school, the college has grown into one of the state's major institutions of higher education, earning a Carnegie Foundation classification of doctoral university higher research activity.
So my name is Gloria Salazar, and I have been here at Centro now going on almost 7 years.
So tell me about this building. What's the history of this building?
So this building was built like 48, 49, and it was built to replace the multiple wooden buildings that were the Mexican school. So they opened this up. It was the Mexican school. All the kids that came here did not speak English. They had no Spanish-speaking teachers initially. So it was rough for the kids because they were coming in excited to be going to school, and yet then coming here and realizing that the only language that they could speak was the language that they could not speak. And they would get their hands slapped or their back of their legs because they were speaking Spanish. So for a lot of children, they were really traumatized by that. And even as an adult, when we were first considering this building, there was one person who did not want this building because of the bad memories that she had about coming to school here. So we convinced her that this building will go full circle from being a place where you were treated that way to a place where it's enveloping you with love and learning, and we don't have any of that old stuff happening here anymore.
In July of 1877, the first public school for black students was established in a one-room wooden shack on the south side of San Marcos. The building did not have a name originally, as it was known as the Negro School, but was later named the San Marcos Colored School. With 50 pupils in attendance, all grades from 1st to 12th were taught by a single teacher, Miss Ola Lee Coleman. In 1890, San Marcos appropriated $8,000 to build a brick school for the white children, and their old wooden school was relocated to South San Marcos for use by the Negro students. In 1961, the school was renamed the Dunbar School after the late 19th century poet Paul Laurence Dunbar. In conducting my research while at the Calaboose African History Museum, I was put in touch with Mrs. Rose Brooks. Mrs. Brooks graduated from the San Marcos Colored School in 1953 and is one of the few remaining graduates still living in San Marcos.
Well, I could walk to school and, it was fine. My daddy never taught us to hate, so I never had any struggles, even though you knew where you were supposed to be. You know, I used to clean the house, and we'd go in the back door and stuff like that, but that was fine. That was at that time, So you can be happy in what you have at that time, but you always look to try to do better and try to bring the next generation up